Alright mate, we're out here at the Harvest. Gonna do a show for the big man. And yeah, hopefully we have a good crowd, and waiting for the Deegan to come down here and do a real good speech for us. Amen.
What up? A little bit of a deal out here trying to get these ramps inside the Anaheim Stadium. We cannot put 1 ounce of anything on their grass, so it's been a deal, but we're getting it.
We're at Angel Stadium. I don't know, I was sleeping halfway through the way on here, so Hayden woke me up when the guys supposed to get out of the car. We're going to the green, nope, not the green room, the dugout maybe? I don't know, I just follow.
Alright, so we're here, the Harvest Crusade, which is cool. You know, I used to go to Harvest years ago. It's the first church I really went to in California, so they're just getting ready to kick it off right now, so we're heading out to the floor. It's pretty crazy. There's like as many people here as there is in Supercross, probably 40, 50,000 people. I don't know, it's kind of crazy how life goes and things turn.
So what are you doing today here?
So the guys are riding tonight, and they're gonna have me go up on stage and talk about my testimony from where I came from, and basically try to get people, lead them to Christ. You know, that's pretty much where I went. So I think there's a lot of non-believers here tonight, so they want me to give my quick testimony in about 5 minutes.
Tell your friends. Tell your
I said the ramps are way to the side, but they won't let them on the grass, I guess. It's kind of weird. They're used to like Supercross in here, but forget, it's like a full baseball stadium. To me, it's a Supercross stadium, so kind of weird, yeah. That's some good riders, though. A lot of good guys are riding. Like Taka, Contrell. Dude, they have a lot of guys. It's pretty cool. A ton of guys.
We have 8 of the baddest riders in the world out here for you today. Riders coming all the way from Japan. First off, we're going to let these boys get warmed up, get ripping. Give them a little expression jam, if you will. Let them just get a little jump, check it out. If you see, this one's very, very tight. They're out there on the outfield line. There's not much running, but there's definitely not much run out. Luckily, we do bring the best coming from Fitz only. Come on here, well, the boys are lined up right now. Typically what you're going to see is you're going to see them do a couple test buys. Well, that means they're just trying to check that speed out. The dirt is very, very slippery. These bikes have so much power. You'll notice they got carpet down. Oh, jumping through, putting his butt on the fender. The shell in bar hop. Let him hear ya! Here we go, jump number 3. Oh, the dead body! This man can ride a dirt. Oh! Right out of the gate! Your first backflip upside down, whipped out! What do you think of Javier? Superman backflip! And look at this, pulling up the flip lever already off the gate. Oh, upside down and around! This guy right here, they call him the little ninja. Look at this, no-handed backflip to one-hand lander! What do you think so far, Taka Higashino? Backflip hill clicker, double grab, Indian air
We're gonna do a quick interview. He doesn't really need much of an introduction. We're gonna play a quick video for you. He is also known as the General of the Metal Militia. He is the founder, and this guy kills it. So turn your attention to the screens. You'll get a quick idea of who this guy is. Leave it down. Carmen. Southern California, give a warm Harvest SoCal to Brian Deegan.
What's up, Anaheim?
That was a quick little smorgasbord of just some of the highlights of stuff that you've done, starting off with the ghosting of your dirt bike at one of the Supercross events. You're known as the General of the Metal Militia. Did you ever think that ghosting your dirt bike at that event would turn into this whole world of freestyle motocross? Did you ever realize how big this thing would get?
No, that night I didn't even know I was gonna win the race till the last few laps, and I just remember I was so nervous and so excited coming into that finish line. I was like, what am I gonna do? And it was before the backflip, so I just ghost rode my bike, and there's guys racing for second and third, and we didn't care, we just had a blast, and that was one of the coolest moments for sure.
That's awesome, that's pretty punk rock, launching your bike like that right into the wind. Well, as you transitioned from being a Supercross rider, racing, you were very disciplined, making sure you got to bed on time, making sure you were training, doing all that stuff. But then the freestyle world started calling your name. What was that transition like?
Yeah, I grew up as a racer, and I wanted to be an athlete. I didn't even drink soda. I was so into just training and winning, and then freestyle motocross came around, X Games, and all of a sudden it was about this rock star lifestyle, and
right.
You didn't really have to train. You could just have fun, and it was who was the craziest, and that was freestyle motocross when it started. So it was a crazy ride when that took off.
Yeah, and as you transitioned into that world, obviously, you really built a name for yourself, and really so many of us know you now as the freestyle motocross guy, not so much the supercross guy, not that you didn't have your accolades there, but as you transitioned to freestyle motocross, man, you were a god among men in that world, really, and as you got to be at the peak of your game, you experienced really all the world had to offer, didn't you?
Yeah, for sure. You think we were new coming in the game. There's guys like Pastrana, Metzger, like guys that were taking big chances, broke a lot of bones. Had the highest of highs, lowest of lows. We got to travel the world. And it was just a rock star lifestyle. If you think of like a rock band, that's kind of what we live.
Yeah.
So you got to think we pretty much experienced everything this world has to offer at that time.
Yeah, partying, fame, success, money, all that stuff. Let me just ask you out front. Did any of that deliver the ultimate satisfaction?
In that lifestyle, I always dreamed that it was going to be the biggest thing, just getting to that point. And it really became, okay, we got there, and then it just became like this repetitive thing where it was like, okay, that again, okay, isn't there a better high than that? Like, this is like kind of average, and that's what it kind of turned out to.
Yeah, so you just got used to living this crazy lifestyle and it just got to become mundane. But you kind of grew up in the church, and so you knew that there was a relationship with God out there, that you could have that hope of heaven. And into your career, you were on a TV show filming for a program when you had a pretty devastating crash. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, for sure. I dabbled in church before then. I'd been, in and out, kind of like, I'm not sure, kind of somewhat made a commitment, somewhat not, up and down with sin. And it came to a point where I did a TV show. It was Viva La Bam on MTV. Backflip, crash, handlebar went in my stomach.
Wow.
Lost my kidney, spleen. And I went to the hospital, lost pretty much all my blood pressure. And the doctor looked over me and he's like, hey, is there anything you want to tell your family? You know, I'm going to do everything we can. There was a team of doctors on me, and I just looked up and I was like, man, this is it right now. Like, I just remember praying to God. I was like, please, God, if you're real, please save me. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Too young, had a daughter, married, and I'm like, I'm going to throw all this away, picturing my funeral. And I was like, please, God, let me live. And that was, unfortunately, it took that much. That was my changing moment.
Yeah.
That was in 05.
Yeah.
You know, and that was the big moment for sure.
So that was your wake-up call, and clearly God answered his prayer, and he performed a miracle in Brian's life, and Brian's standing before you, a changed man. Now, as God changed you from the inside out, you recovered from that, obviously from that surgery, you made it through. You're a different person now. You're a family man. You've got a beautiful wife. You've got a beautiful daughter and a son. They're here with us tonight. We've got a camera shot. I think of them as they're backstage right now. And you've obviously become the family man and the father and the husband. And God's done a great work in your life.
For sure. There's no way I could have made that transition. And I'll be honest, like, we did a lot of bad things, and it took a little bit. There was ups and downs, and there still is. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Like, there is sin, in this world. I fight that all the time, every day. But with the relationship with Jesus Christ, it gave me a manual to live off. And I said, okay, if I follow this, I should get ahead and beat the things of this world. And that's what it took for me to make my marriage work, make me be a father that can raise kids in the right way. And I feel like that's a manual. And I have to go back to the manual all the time because I mess up a lot.
Yeah,
I'm a guy, right?
That's right. As guys, we do mess up a lot. Our wives, though, hey, our wives are perfect, but we'll take the blame for sure. We mess things up. But hey, as somebody might have come here tonight and they may not have a relationship with Jesus Christ and they think it's just kind of a big joke, or they are maybe where you're at and maybe dabbled in church a little bit, but they don't know really what it means to be a Christian. My dad's going to share a message tonight about hope. A message tonight about how they can not just have the hope of heaven, knowing that what you will, the fire insurance, when I die, I'll go to heaven, that's cool. No, but he's going to share a message about how you can not just have the hope of heaven, but a fulfilled life here on earth. The same message that changed your life.
Absolutely. Greg had a big impact on my life and my walk, and it's very important you listen to his message. It's life-changing. It really is. And unfortunately, I had to live through the low to get to the high. But if I could have just heard that message when I was younger and followed that, I would have missed a lot of pitfalls. But I thank God I'm here today just to tell this story.
Absolutely. Harvest SoCal, let's give a warm thank you to Brian Deegan for being with us tonight. Listen, pray for him, pray for his family. His daughter's killing it. She's going to be bigger than Brian ever was, man. Thank you, Brian, for being with us. Listen, we're going to start the countdown right now. We're going to get this crusade underway. Who's excited?
Yeah.
Come on.
So I got invited to speak at the Harvest Crusade. It's a pretty big deal, At the end of the day, it's a big movement for Christianity. And, it's a ton of people come here every year to Anaheim Stadium. And, I've been to Harvest Church many times, and Greg Laurie, the main pastor, invited me to come speak. So I was like, all right, roll down with the family. It was a good night because they had Freestyle motocross going on with Fitzpatrick and all the guys. A lot of guys rode tonight, a lot of good guys that basically are top X Games dudes. And so I wanted to come be a part of it, and they had me speak. And my story is, I came from Nebraska, basically a broken home, went through Supercross, Freestyle motocross, the party days of freestyle, and went through some gnarly stuff. Had a near-death experience. A handlebar went in my stomach, lost my kidney, my spleen, almost died, and that was my life-changing moment. And my story is, it took that for me to change and reach out to God and say, okay, I need to change my life and focus on my family, my kids, and basically do what I needed to go in the right direction, to be positive, because I was so over being negative all the time, and this is what it took. That's really my story. Everyone has their own journey and own vision of the way they're going to live their life and do things. And the way I see it is, I just came here tonight just to tell my story. That's really it. Like, that's the way I see it. Like, you guys can take it however you want to. It's just me telling my life. So that is what it is. It's all real. It's all what really happened. So, you know, things are different now. I definitely not perfect. Make a lot of mistakes. I have bad days still. I have good days. But overall, I'm way more positive than I used to be. And that's kind of where I want to be. So that's why I'm here. And it's cool to see everyone out in the crowd and everyone just super pumped and positive. And whether it's religion, whether it's, it's their, personality or whatever it is, there's an energy that people have when they're all unified and positive and being happy, and that's cool for me. That's what I want to be a part of, because I've had enough negative. So that's the way I see it. So take it how you want to take it.